Hello everybody and welcome to another reaction video. Today we're going to be revisiting Wintersun and I'm very excited about this because a short while ago I did my 100th video on my channel, and for that I asked for suggestions for a track to listen to, and the track that was suggested to me was Sons of Winter and Sun or something like that by Wintersun. That wasn't it. It wasn't Sons of Winter and Sun, was it? It was Sons of Winter and Stars. And I really enjoyed the track. I thought it was a phenomenal piece of music, and I was very excited by it when I heard it, and it was a brilliant track to bring in my 100th video. And on the back of that video I had several other Wintersun tracks suggested to me. I'm pretty sure I had a couple of Wintersun tracks suggested to me before that as well. So, excuse me, as I follow through my list, I came across this track, Wintersun, and the track is called Eternal Darkness Autumn. Now, as I understand it, there is a series of tracks called Eternal Darkness, and there's maybe about 3 or 4 parts to it, 3 or 4 different tracks with different names that all make up this one whole collection of tracks. So we're going to be listening to the Autumn version. I tried to look up about the song, didn't really find anything, but I've got the lyrics up here to read along and try and discern any sort of meaning behind the song, if there is indeed any. I'm very much looking forward to it, because, like I said, I really enjoyed the first track of theirs that I listened to. So, I think we'll just get straight onto it. Onto it, into it, round to it, through to it. Whichever, we'll get straight to it. So this is Eternal Darkness Autumn by Wintersun. Here we go. This is really intense. And I love the way the song built up to start with. You know, it had that slow sort of piece of music as it gradually built up to the really heavy, really intense music. It was brilliantly done. And the music itself, really orchestral, really... It's not really grand as some like melodic black metal and melodic black death metal, but there's still a certain grandiosity to it. You know, it's got a really big sound. They could do with a little more orchestration in there, in my opinion. You know, maybe a bit more strings or piano or something like that. But that might possibly come later, because as I understand, this is a 15-minute song. It's quite long. And the song itself is split into different parts. And I've just paused it right now at the end of part 1, which was entitled Haunting Darkness. And the lyrics go, I am haunting darkness, forming inside of man, calling to return the blood of the earth. Baleful shadows gathering under the blackened sky, reversing the evolution of forbidden birth. So, haunting darkness forming inside of man, is that representative of, you know, the way mankind is sort of going sour? You know, we're fighting more and more amongst each other. You know, we're destroying each other. We're destroying the earth. You know, everything about mankind seems to be getting darker and more bleak, because all we end up doing is fighting and killing each other. I'm not entirely sure. And it says, devastations of the hollow universe, executed by wrath and absolute power, completion of perfect chaos, the pure destruction of stars. Devastations of the hollow universe, executed by wrath and absolute power, completion of perfect chaos. Is this, again, the way that we're destroying everything around us? You know, I mean, we're causing so much damage. We're even destroying the place beyond our planet. You know, we're filling space. We're filling the orbit of Earth with rubbish, essentially. You know, all these dead satellites that they fail to bring to Earth. They're, you know, parts of shuttles. You know, we're firing little things all the way to Mars to run around, and sometimes they get lost, you know, and it's just another piece of junk floating through space, cluttering up and basically filling the universe with trash. I mean, could it be that? I'm not sure. And then it goes, I am the immortal shadow, I am the ruler of dark dimensions, behold my crimson nightmare, I am the creator of sorrow, tormentor of them in the restless night, I am the hunter of fear, the bringer of despair, I am death, I am eternal darkness. Now, could this I am death, I am eternal darkness, could that be the suggestion of the end of the universe itself? You know, they say that the universe is ever expanding. It always expands, but there's got to be a point where it's going to stop and then it's going to collapse in on itself. Could it be suggestive of that? You know, the unavoidable utter annihilation of everything that we know. Possibly, I'm not sure. I could just be talking absolute rubbish for all I know. I mean, I am actually recording this at nearly 1 AM in the morning, and I am drinking wine, which is not something I condone. No, it's not that I don't condone it, I don't encourage, should I say. Anyway, we'll carry on with the track and see what happens. Now, just then, that was part 2. It said The Call of the Dark Dream is the title of that section. It says, unleash the dark dream, the essence of deception. The fantasy of life will blind you like the flaming sun. The clash of the opposite worlds, the cosmic war of the unnatural state has begun. Embrace the suffering and prepare for transcendent attack. Obliterate the memories and smother the past. Face the unknown and face the unknown. Hear the call of the final journey. Hear the call. Hear the call of the dark dream, calling from across the stars of old. Hear the call. Hear the call of the dark dream. Now, unleash the dark dream, the essence of deception. The fantasy of life will blind you like the flaming sun. Again, is this the suggestion of the universe collapsing in on itself? Unleash the dark dream, the eventual all-consuming darkness that will eradicate life as we know it. The fantasy of life will blind you like the flaming sun. Like, we have this delusion that the human race will last forever. Like we think the sun will last forever. We think it's going to burn eternal, and it's not going to. Eventually everything dies, everything burns out. I'm not sure about that bit there, though. It says the clash of the opposite worlds, the cosmic war of the unnatural state has begun. Is the cosmic war of the unnatural state has begun? Is that possibly like the unnatural state? Is that suggestive of like the opposition of where we are now? Rather than like matter, there's antimatter. Where there's life, there's death. Possible. I'm not sure. It's a very interesting song. As far as I recall, it's a lot more black metal-esque than the first track that I heard, Sons of Winter and Stars, which if I remember correctly, was a lot more melodic, had a lot more orchestration to it. But it's still a very enjoyable piece of music, and a very, very long track. So we're going to move on to part 3 now, Beyond the Infinite Universe. See where this goes. Let's carry on. that portion of the song was brilliant. It was an amazing piece of music. It was more melodic than the rest of the track so far. You know, it started off with really sort of melodic, and it went a bit heavier as it progressed through. It was a fantastic piece, and they introduced a third style of vocals. In fact, that particular section had 3 different styles of vocals in it, because it opened with wandering amongst the stars, searching, beyond the infinite universe, tearing down the structures, but I can only see darkness. Now, that was done in a different style of vocal to the rest of the track. And wandering among the stars, searching beyond the infinite universe. Now, is this talking about us in space exploration? You know, we search further and further into the universe, looking for further answers, looking for, you know, purpose and stuff like that, trying to discover more and more about the world we're living in. It says, tearing down the structures, but I only see darkness. Tearing down the structures, I'm not entirely sure, but I only see darkness. You know, we're trying to explore the vastness of the universe beyond what we can see. And as it stands at the moment, we don't have the technology or the capability to explore that far. Possibly. Then it says, caressed by the radiant ocean, soaring high in the waves of sadness, obsessed by the deepest emotions, lost in the beautiful silence. Oh, the beautiful silence. I don't know what it is, but I love those lines. You know, caressed by the radiant ocean. You know, the radiant ocean. Could they be talking about space itself there? You know, caressed by. You know, sort of enshrouded by it. You know, you feel it surrounding you as you travel through it. Soaring high on the waves of sadness, obsessed by the deepest emotions. Not entirely sure, but then it goes, lost in the beautiful silence, you know, and then it goes, oh, the beautiful silence, you know. So obviously, you know, space is a vacuum. It is completely silent in space, and if you can just imagine, you know, like floating through that void, that vacuum, with absolute silence surrounding you, and you get to see the most beautiful things in the, you know, in the known universe. You know, you get to see some amazing things that very few people in their lifetime will ever see. You know, it's got to be quite something to behold. And then they went on to falling through layers of the mind, fall as this world is crumbling before my eyes, falling through the caustic vortex, and my heart is burning in the ultimate life, the ultimate lie. And this is where they had, again, 2 sets of alternative vocals, because they had the really deep sort of fall when they had the, well, when it said fall, and then they had the higher sort of falling through layers of mind, you know, as that wasn't the best version of it, but, you know, they had the higher black metal vocals there. You know, and I liked the interchange between them, because they had one deep line, they had the higher line, then they had the deeper line, then they had the higher line, and I love it when bands do that. In the original band, in the first band I was ever in, I liked to mix in between those 2 different styles when I was singing. And it goes, falling through the layers of the mind, so, you know, you're sort of going through everything, you know, all the different states of being, or the levels of consciousness, maybe, as the world is crumbling before my eyes. So, you know, you're going through every possible thing in your mind as you watch the world dying and crumbling and falling apart around you. And it says, falling through the caustic vortex, and my heart is burning by the ultimate lie. The ultimate lie. So, you know, you're sort of living in this state of, you know, everything around you is a lie. You know, you've been told certain things about the way life is and how we're going to live forever, but, you know, how mankind is going to go on and be eternal and stuff like that, and we'll colonize Mars and stuff like that. But in the reality of things, you know, that's not true. So it's an interesting song. I could be reading this completely wrong, I don't know. This is just the way I'm picking up on it. So we'll go into the 4th part now, which is entitled simply Death, Part 4, death. So this could be the end of all life. The suggestion of the end of all life. We'll see what happens. That was a very sudden end, wasn't it? That was a brilliant piece of music. Now, anybody who knows me and knows this channel, watches this channel for a while, knows that I have very differing opinions when it comes to black metal. They can either be really good, really bad, or just sort of eh. And this was really, really good. In the end there was the vocals. There is no end, there is no beginning, there is no truth, there is only darkness. Now, is that just talking about the expanse of the universe itself? You know, there is no end and no beginning to the universe. It is infinite. There is no truth, there is only darkness. You know, you can search the universe as much as you like, but you're not going to find any answers. You're literally just going to be travelling through the blackness of space, the complete void, forever until you come back round again. Is that what it means? I don't know. It says, and I curse you to oblivion, because our curiosity is going to forever push us forward to keep exploring, just in case we do find an answer that we're looking for. Is that what it means? I don't know. And then it comes on here. I curse you for fulfilling your every desire. I curse you for your wild and restless inner fire. Curse you for your need to breed and multiply. Curse you for your consciousness. The feeble rebellion, the great illusion, the cosmic war. Now, these lines are brilliant. No, I curse you for your every desire. That's like the greed of mankind, of, having to know, of relentless pursuit of more, and so we are essentially cursed to forever keep searching for more when there is nothing to find. I curse your wild and restless inner fire. That's like our burning desire for more, our need for more. And then it curse you for your need to breed and multiply. That's pretty much self-explanatory, the fact that we are overpopulating the world to the point where we're actually considering on moving half of mankind to a different planet once we can figure out how to make it habitable. Curse you for your consciousness. Now, it is well documented within the Bible that God didn't initially want to give mankind autonomy. He wanted us to follow him blindly, to bow to his every whim, whereas it was Satan himself who gave mankind free will, and God didn't like that. So has that got something to do with it? I don't know. It says feeble rebellion, the great illusion, the cosmic war. Now the cosmic war, again, this is our trying to find our way into the furthest reaches of the universe, to find another planet that's habitable, because we've basically messed this one up so badly. Yes or no, I'm not sure. And then it carries on. I am the immortal shadow, the ruler of dark dimensions. Behold my crimson nightmare. I am the creator of sorrow, the tormentor of restless night. I am the hunter of pain, the bringer of rain. I am death. I am eternal darkness. And then the last couple of lines. I am eternal. I am death, and which is the moment when that song just stopped, which was a brilliant way to end the song. It was very surprising, but it was a great way to end the song. And it was a great song in itself, and like I said before, I'm very picky about black metal. It's either the really good stuff that, the melody's great, the lyrics are great, the mixing, the sound, the overall composition itself is brilliantly done, brilliantly handled, brilliantly composed, and a great piece of music. And then you've got what I call bathroom black metal, which is the ones where it sounds like the vocalist is in someone else's toilet in a completely different house to the rest of the band, and none of the rhythms fit together, and it just sounds like someone stubbed their toe and is screaming out loud over and over and over again, whilst some band next door is practicing jazz with distortion turned on. And then you've got the sort of mediocre black metal, which sort of works but doesn't really, and it isn't that exciting. But this was brilliant, and it's an interesting story. It'll be interesting to check out the rest of the Eternal Darkness tracks, which, as I understand, there are about 2 or 3 more. But they are very long tracks. This track was, like I said, 15 minutes long. So this is actually a much longer than usual video. So I'll stop rambling about it. I thought it was a very good track. I'm very excited to check out further Wintersun tracks, and I should really get my hands on some of their actual albums. Very, very good. But I'll leave that as it is. I mentioned over the last couple of videos that it is coming up to my birthday, and I put a post on the community tab of my channel saying that I would like some suggestions for a track to listen to for my birthday. I would like a really epic track. Now, when I did the 100th video track, I got given Wintersun, Sons of Winter and Stars, which was a phenomenal track, and I'm hoping for something similar for my birthday. And I have changed the rules slightly, because when I did the 100th video, I just mentioned it in my videos and people just commented all over the bloody place. So this time I've laid down a couple of rules that I only want one suggestion per person, because I was getting like 2 or 3 people that were suggesting dozens of songs, and you know, it's a bit unfair to other people. I also asked that all the suggestions for my birthday track get left on that post in the community chat, on the community tab, because when it came to the 100th video, you know, I was getting all these suggestions, but they were all over the place. They were thrown into videos from when I first started the channel. They were thrown into brand new videos. They were everywhere. So they were really hard to find, collate and collect. So any suggestions have to go on that community post. And any requests should be made by the 19th of February. Any suggestions on that post that don't get chosen for my birthday song will still get added to my list, as every suggestion does. Every suggestion gets added to my list, so it will be recorded sooner or later. It just won't be my birthday track. So yeah, if you want to suggest a track, then please do. Throw it onto the community post, or if you don't want to suggest a track for my birthday per se, you can just message me as normal in the comments section, or message me on Facebook or Instagram. The links to those are in the description below. Also, Metalhead Reacts is a proud supporter of the Sophie Lancaster Foundation. They are a British-based charity that are aimed at putting an end to hate crimes, specifically aimed towards people of the alternative subculture. Where, like, no matter who you are, whether you listen to alternative music, if you dress in alternative fashion, whether you have an alternative sexual preference, whether you identify as a different gender, whether you're disabled, whether you're a different religion, you're a different race, it doesn't matter. Nobody has the right to threaten or attack you just for the way that you live your life. You know, as long as you're living your life within the confines of the law, nobody has any right or any justification to attack you for that, because, you know, they can't possibly offer any valid justification for attacking you. Like, you know, there were times I would be walking down the street, minding my own business, and I would get jumped, I would get attacked, I'd get insults thrown at me, I'd get stuff thrown at me, like rocks and ice cream and all sorts of stuff. I've had numerous things thrown at me over the years, just because I have long hair, just because I have a leather jacket, just because I listen to heavy metal. You know, and I'm walking down the street, you know, minding my own business. I'm not even listening to any music, and people are still attacking me. And there's no valid reason for it. There's no good reason for it. I mean, it doesn't make you big, it doesn't make them clever. You know, you never see people of alternative lifestyles, people who listen to heavy metal music. You don't see us walking down the street and suddenly setting up on someone who listens to Ariana Grande, do you? You don't see us randomly jumping on people who listen to Eminem. You know, we just don't do it, so why should it go the other way? There's no reason for it. And I think it's a very valid and very worthy charity, and I think it really needs the support, because, you know, I've been through it myself. Several friends of mine have been through similar attacks just because of the way that they dress, because of the music they listen to. So if you want to find out more about the charity, there is a link to their website in the description below. Go over there, find out what they're doing, find out what's going on with them at the moment, and if you can throw them any small bit of support, that would be absolutely fantastic. You know, they have merchandise, wristbands and stuff like that. You know, even just like this £1 wristband, that would help. So if you can help in any way, that's absolutely amazing. But I'm going to leave that as it is for the time being. Thank you all very, very much for watching, and I will see you again soon. Bye bye.